Alright guys, in this one we're going to carry on with the boat trailer, just trying to piece it together. I've never built one before, so it's all new to me. I have rebuilt this one, but only pretty much a quick patch up job really. So the idea was to start with the old frame and use that as a jig, but we quickly became apparent that that was absolutely hopeless because it was just so far out of whack it wasn't funny. And one other thing I noticed in watching this video is I continue to talk about fitting a coupling plate, which we never did get round to, but we will get that done in the next one. Alright, enjoy. Alright, we're the next morning now, back on the trailer again. I've gone over everything again. I've measured from the ground up to the top of all these bars and they're all within a couple of millimeters, so that's probably okay. I've run a string line through the center, which you probably can't see. Everything is good there. Everything is level. So I think we're ready to throw these last bars on that, connect the front to the back and see how it goes. All right. All right. I've spent an absolute age lining this thing up, trying to get it exactly where I need it to be. And now I do have it. Just being careful about where that is in relation to the rear of the winch post, which will be there. So it means we've got a bit of adjustment on the winch post. Well, we're not going to go back anyway, but just in case. And then here, obviously it's not going to sit on top of this, it's going to go down, but I'm going to cut another bit that goes on top of this so I can get that angle exactly right. I've got a tool that a digital tool that will lock that angle, so I can get that, and then I can start doing some cuts, hopefully without screwing it up. I'll practice on some scrap stuff first. All right, I finally got this thing together. Be careful where I walk here. There's an obstacle course. Nothing like a bit of cardboard in the flammable area. So we've got all our angles sorted. Got everything tacked together at the moment. So drawbar, I'm just gonna like stitch weld down here. Obviously all that's gonna be fully welded. Then I'm gonna put a plate over the top and one there as well, just to make it super strong. Can't remember what size I got, probably 6 mil, somewhere around there. Should be sweet. So there's a lot of strength in that area there. At the moment, of course, we've got the temporary things in until we put the new bits in the trailer. That angle, quite happy with that. Quite nice. Same with that one over there. So everything is, I had to take, obviously trying to cut those with an angle grinder and a blade doesn't work, so I had to take the whole thing apart again and cut it in the saw properly, which I'm glad I did. Took a couple of hours, but it's just so much better. Everything is level, every surface is level. This back square area is millimeter square, so it's smack on. Ran a string line down the center, which you may or may not be able to see, and that was smack on as well, straight through the middle of the drawbar. So yeah, it's mint, and it's exactly the right width all the way through, which is important because the axle obviously has to fit as well. So that's a good stopping point today, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. It messed with my head something fierce, but we got there in the end. All right, we'll get back into it in the morning. Okay, we're back on this thing again today with our flashing LED lights. Just doing these center runners. I've just sat this down on the old one. Managed to sort of get the angles right. I'll just go under here. Just got that pretty smack on. Obviously we'll raise that up a bit. I'm just going to tack weld this all into place. Happy with that. Slight variation in height because one's got a slight angle cut on it, but nothing major. Up that side too. So pretty happy with that really. And I'll show you the welded drawbar shortly. Alright, we're at the end of sort of day 3 on the trailer. I've been getting about half a day each day on it, but today was really good. So, I can't remember where we were, but we've started welding. So this drawbar, I've got it together and I've stitch welded it, and I've put heaps of heat into it. This is all pretty much fully welded, just on the top. It's got to be flipped, of course, and go down the sides. And we've got a couple of the centre sections in, which were very challenging. Just try and get them all symmetrical. The welds probably aren't symmetrical, so don't look at those too much. We've got this cross member in here. It's fully welded in the middle, but tacked on the edges. We've got that one done, which we just finished about 15 minutes ago. If we come around the back, so in the morning I'm going to do this section up here. And I was just saying this one's capped on the edges, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave that open. I don't want to have moisture traps all over the place, so I'll tackle that into place before I weld that, and then it won't pull in, and I'm going to leave these supports on until the top is fully welded. Then I'll take them off, and then we'll lift this trailer off, get rid of the old one. Oh, the other thing around the front, in this area, I said I was going to plate it on top, but I've changed my mind. I talked to my cousin in Australia who's really, really clever with engineering, and I said to him, look, do you think I need to plate it? And he said, well, what size is your boat, etc., etc. I told him 5.65 metre aluminium single axle, and he said, no, there's no need to. He said that'll be plenty strong enough the way it is. And because it's a single axle trailer, the pivot point's on the wheels rather than the drawbar trying to push tandems around, so there's not as much force on this area. The other thing he said is when the winch post is on and the boat's up into the V block, it acts as a support mechanism as well. So it doesn't have as much movement on it, that area, as what a caravan or a box trailer would. So I'm going to leave it open because, again, I just like the engineering of it, but also I don't want moisture traps if we can avoid it. So we'll leave that the way it is. I'm going to put a coupling block on here. Whatever I've got, 5 or 6 mil plate. This is already 4, so that should be ample. I'll do that tomorrow before we flip the trailer as well. So good progress today. We're probably 60 to 70% done, ignoring things like rollers and poles and that, so we're pretty good. All right, we'll catch you tomorrow. All right, end of another day. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot done today. I didn't get on it till 1 o'clock, and then just had multiple interruptions just because there's a lot going on at work. But I'll show you what I did do. Come down the back. I got these ones on, which I spoke about. So down here and there. So they're basically just tacked in, so not really a lot for a day. But what I've also been mucking around with is the cross member that I've been avoiding because it's really difficult, and I'll show you what it is. Is this one here. So it has 2 different angles at this end, plus an angle in the middle. So what it is, do you want to step in there? Okay. So you've got an angle that goes that way, which is 75 degrees. Then you've got an angle that goes that way, which is 71. Now you can't do both of them on the saw. So you do, forget now, you do this one first, or that one first, then you turn it up, and then you do that one, and what will happen is it'll look all rickety, and you've got to finish it off with the angle grinder. And then on the end of it, so that goes in here. This is only a practice piece. So you can see that it's not bad. And down there's pretty good. And then down at this end, it's a 105-degree angle. So it meets up square with the bit that goes down the bottom. And I really don't have a lot of room for error because I've only got this and that. And the steel shop's out of all of that material. So certainly not a job you'd want to be starting at this end of the day because it's now 6:15. So I'm going to get up early in the morning and see if I can cut out this, get this one sorted, get it tacked in. Oh, then also down the back I'll show you. You climb out of there. Been climbing over and under this thing the whole time. I've only banged my head a couple of times, which is a miracle. Then I also have to build this. That's really easy. That's just a cut. That's a bit of flat bar on.
You said you were going to get rid of that, didn't you?
Not that one, because this is the one that the boat hits when it first comes in the water. And you see there it's got different shapes on it. So that's a self-centering roller. So it's supposed to center the boat every time it comes on. And then once it's on there, there's rollers here, then rollers on that beam which will catch it. And I'm going to put rollers on that front beam as well. So I'll get that built on here, which is really easy. And yeah, then once that's done, I'm going to weld everything in at the top. Then I can take this off the old trailer, get rid of the old trailer, drag it outside somewhere out of the way. Hopefully if I've got time in the morning, I'll flip it upside down and weld in the bottom as well. And then I can just put it on its wheels, the old wheel setup, and take it outside until I get a chance on the weekend to do some more. And at that point, I will need to build the new suspension setup, and there's lots of other little bits and pieces as well. So that's where we're at. Probably 2 to 3 days, but they're not full-time days. They're like a few hours here and there. Hopefully we'll be getting it to the galvanizers first thing next week. It's Thursday now, so I'm hoping to have it at the galvanizers on Monday. See how we go. Fingers crossed. Alright, just locking up the shed, and I just thought to show you guys how we're getting these angles. I bought this from Machinery Warehouse. I just saw it in one of their flyers. So you get your angle, and it's a digital reader. I couldn't have done this project really without it. So that'll tell you what your angle is. Sort of like here. So that'll tell you whatever that is. Yeah. Well, basically it just gives you your angle.
Hang on. Not sure if you can see that.
Doesn't matter what it is. Okay. And then, let's put this back while I remember where it is. But you can't really use that to scribe lines because it doesn't fit properly on there. So then I get this one, lock it in on top to replicate that angle. And then that one has got a flat face where you can butt it up and then draw your line across and cut it. So that's how I've been doing all these, and they're pretty close. You know, you can see that one there, that's really good. So you're building anything like this with lots of angles, get one of these, they're awesome. It's now Saturday. I didn't get a lot done during the week, or not as much as I wanted to. I was only really getting an hour here and an hour there. Just too busy at work really. So what I did get done is I've got this one tacked in place. That was really challenging, that one, but all done. So really now, all the beams are fabricated, they're tacked into place. So I'm going to go and weld in the top. I'll have to be really careful how I do it just to regulate the heat here and there. So I'll sort of, you know, there, then down there, then maybe there and there, and just crisscross my way through it. Then I need to put a coupling plate on there. I need to, I'm going to put some plates on here just to strengthen it up, weld those in. I might do inside as well, I'll see how I go. Have to drill holes for wiring path. Have to do that up front as well. Rear quad roller brackets need to go in. And some reason, I think I've actually heightened that. I don't know why, but I'll probably do the same thing again. And rear roller bracket. So I'll get all that done. Then have another look, and it's probably at that point time to get rid of the old trailer from underneath, which is going to be a pain. And then flip it over. Okay, the welding on the top is now done, and I've put a lot of heat into it, as you can see with these welds. So just want to focus on it being nice and strong. So you can see there, good strong welds there. The next thing I want to do is put a coupling plate on it, and to do that I really want to get it into position and then clamp it before I weld it, and this trailer below is in my way. So there's really no reason now why we have to have it there at all. So I'm going to take it out. I'm by myself, so I'm not going to be able to film it. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it actually, but we'll give it a go. There goes the trusty compressor, and come back shortly. Okay, on the ground, got the hoist arms out from underneath it. So I think what I'll do is I might put the hoist up, run the arms back in, put some ratchet straps on it, and that might be enough just to lift that new trailer up off the old one and then slide the old one out. Alright, I've set up a tripod and let's see if this works. Hopefully it's in shot. Looks like it is, yep. Boom, it worked. Success. So now just throw the hoist arms under this one, lift it up, and it's a bit easier to look at it without that other thing underneath now. It's easier to sort of take it in. I'll get rid of those bars on top pretty soon. And there's the old one out there. That was really heavy to drag by myself, to be honest, but it's sort of poking out a bit, but I'm not sure who's going to be the first one to hit it. I'm tempted to cut it up, but not just yet, just in case I need it for something, even though I've welded shit to it everywhere. But yeah, all right. So it's the next day. It's now Sunday, so hopefully there won't be as many interruptions as I normally get. I hit the wall last night, it was absolutely buggered, so I just left it, and thinking about it overnight, I'm going to change the way I do it a little bit. I'm sort of unhappy with it not being fully welded, so first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the hoist to basically lift it up, flip it upside down, hopefully without twisting it too much. Then I'm going to weld in the bottom, and then at that point I'll be comfortable that everything's strong. I'll probably do the sides as well, to be honest, at the same time, but I'll do the bottom first. Okay, we'll give it a go now.
That back end isn't.
This is where you want to know that your welds are really strong. it'll work.
Didn't you just, last time you did it with the old trailer, didn't you just attach straps to it?
What's that, mate?
Last time you did it with the old trailer, didn't you just attach like straps to that and then just lifted it up?
Can't remember. Okay. Damn, that's heavy. Alright, keep going.
Oh, snap.
Alright, I think we'll have a play and we'll come back, eh? Okay, finally managed to get this thing upside down. Cameraman's gone inside, just because I'm starting to do a whole lot of welding, so we don't want his little eyes damaged. Start with the drawbar, and because I'm anal, I actually mark out where I want the welds to go. I'm going to put really strong high heat welds in there. Oh, I never mentioned this, but when I put this bit on here, that's 75 by 40. I put a smaller bit on here, 65 by 35. And the idea is that the trailer light wiring will come out through here, and then I'll drill a hole and it can go into these rails. So I thought there'd be quite a gap, but there wasn't, so I've started die grinding it out a little bit just to make it better, and I've just got to tidy that up and shape it properly. Even though it's underneath the trailer, it'll still annoy me if it's not right. So hole about there, try and as close as possible, so when we're putting this thing, you know, it's in the water and we're stepping over it to grab the boat, we're not going to hit any wires on the way through. So yeah, heap of welding, so I'm just going to go and do all of that now. Once that's done, we'll come back and then we'll probably look at tipping it on its side, doing all the side welds, and same on the other side, and just get the thing fully welded before we go any further. All right. Okay, I've just put the first couple of welds on, and I've made them, I'm quite happy with them actually, really, really strong. You'll see, I don't know if you can see this, you can see up there, really good penetration all the way through, so it's going to be, like I say, really nice and strong. That's my first one down the other end there. So I've measured them out, 50mm welds at 200mm intervals, and probably have a look, try not to get too much heat into this. I'll spread them, meaning that I'll do sort of here next, then I'll go down there and alternate them, but leave a bit of time in between so I don't overheat everything. Alright, finished welding in the drawbar section. I'm quite happy with it really. Finally dialed in. So these little stitch welds. Bottom of the drawbar there. That one I had to do a stop on the way through. And these ones here. So we'll whip down to the back of the trailer now, just try and spread some heat around. So, okay, well, this is the back of the trailer welded in. I'm pretty happy with the welds on it. Nice and strong. That one's a bit deep. So what I need to do now, I've got to let the welder cool down. It has a duty cycle on it. I can't remember what it is, but I know you can't use it non-stop for a long period of time. So we'll just give that a rest. And what I'm going to do is, again, this seems really anal, but where I've ground out my here, the light path, they're not symmetrical. So I've actually found the end of a teaspoon and drawn around there so I can try and get them out to be the same each. Underneath the trailer, nobody will ever see it, and just ridiculous to do it, but it's just what I do. Okay, bottom is now completely welded in, and I have ground these ones because my next job is I'm just going to put like a plate over that join, on either side. Probably don't need to, but just to strengthen it up a little bit. So I'll probably cut the plates like 100 and sort of bend the angle there. So it'd be 50 mil either side. Nothing too major, but again, just puts that little bit of extra strength. So I'm going to do it on that one and that one there. And once we've done that, oh, and I got my wiring hole symmetrical, or close to. Once we've done that, then the bottom's finished. We'll flip it up on its side. Alright guys, that's probably enough for this one. It's already a really long video once we've pieced it all together. So yeah, we'll continue on in the next one. Alright, see you then.